Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. Today we are answering the question, what is Facebook's business model? And to do this, I'm using something called the Business Model Canvas, designed by Alexander Osterwalder. And it is an absolutely cool and simple way to explain how a business works. So in this session today, I'm going to explain in about 5 or 10 minutes how Facebook's business model works. So we have 9 segments. In the first segment, the customer segment, who are Facebook's users. It has 2 groups of customers. Firstly, the users, people like you and I, who go onto the platform to connect with friends and do whatever it is that we do on there, to have that connection, to share information, to find information, to tell people how bleeping wonderful our lives are, so everybody else gets depressed. So that's the first customer segment. The second customer segment are the advertisers, because Facebook sells your data to lots of people who reckon that they will be able to persuade you to click on their ad and you will spend money on their site. So we have a 2-sided marketplace, users and advertisers. So what is the value proposition to each of them? So the value proposition to the users is to bring your offline social network online and to keep up with people who you no longer see on a day-to-day basis. I live 10,000 kilometers away from my mum and most of my childhood friends. Facebook lets me stay in contact, see what's happening to them on a daily basis without having to send them emails back and forth, or even get on the phone and talk to them. I don't need to do any of that. And that's wonderful. For the advertisers, because Facebook knows everything about you, from where you live to what you like, to who you like, to the causes that you support, to the music you like, to where you work. It has got a massive amount of information, and it sells that information to advertisers who want to connect with you. And because it's giving them exactly the right information, they target very, very relevant ads. Therefore, you click through at a very high rate. The advertisers make a great ROI, and Facebook rakes in the money because you've given all that information to them for free. So customer relationships, very much for both users and advertisers. It is a self-service organization. You do not need to talk to a real person ever when you're using Facebook. Certainly I never have. So you have same-side network effects for the users. So basically, the more of your friends are on there, the more valuable it is. For advertisers, it's cross-site network effects. So advertisers don't really care how many other advertisers there are on there. What they care about is how many potential users there are on there, because the more users there are, the more valuable it is to advertisers. Imagine Facebook with 1 user, it's not very valuable. With 100 users, a bit more. With 1 billion users, awesome. With 10 billion users, absolutely amazing, because everybody is there. So how does Facebook, and the money, users get to use it for free, which is really unlike a lot of the Chinese business model networks. Have a look at the Tencent business model, which is another one we're doing in this series, but a very different approach here. And they make money from advertisers and ad revenues. So that's the way that works. Key resources, how did Facebook do it? It needs a platform that lots of people use. Started off very niche, looking at college dorms, then at universities, then at students, then at young people, and then it came out and captured the whole world. That is the platform, the place where people interact and share and click likes. What people view, what people like, that's the critical thing. This allows people to generate its second key resource, which is the user preference data. Without this, the whole advertising business model does not work. Then you're getting the network effects from users. The more users there are on there, the more content providers there are on there, the more data Facebook collects. This is the key resources for it. So how does it take these key resources and make money from them? First of all, platform development. But Facebook's platform development is derived about 3 things, or maybe 2. Firstly, how to get people on the platform for longer. How do you get people to view things for longer? How do you get them to click like on more things in more places across the internet? Yes, so the platform is designed to do that. That all gives it more data, which it then sells to brands, advertisers, which allow them to make more money, and thus Facebook more money. To do this, it needs data centers that basically keeping Facebook up and in front of people at all times, in all places, in all ways. Yeah, and increasingly now, Facebook is seen as an arbiter of truth. What is on the platform is true. Well, maybe it's fake news, maybe it's absolutely disgusting, maybe it's hate speech. And slowly and surely regulations are changing to say that Facebook is another publisher just like a newspaper, therefore it has responsibility for what is posted up on its platform, and so it becomes a curator, a censor. And so increasingly content management, 10,000 staff are now employed, 20,000 staff are now employed at Facebook doing content management. Key partners, people posting content up on Facebook for other people to look at and click like or put an emoji down. That may be users, it may be advertisers. Certainly Facebook gets it all free. Wonderful. Facebook doesn't have to create any content of its own. In that case, it's very much like YouTube or other video sharing platforms. The cost structure, it's got the platform design and development and the data center costs, and increasingly it's got economies of scale because it builds the platform once and it's shown to a million, a billion, 5 billion people across the world. Those costs are amortized, so it has massive economies of scale, and the marginal cost of adding each individual user is absolutely tiny. So guys, I've talked through the Facebook business model. I've answered the question, what is Facebook's business model? If you've got any more questions, please do ask in the comments below. I'll answer as many as I can in as much detail as I can. Can take an hour or more talking through this when I'm doing it slowly and in more depth. And there are lots of nuances here that aren't captured. This is a top level, big picture viewpoint to give you the understanding and allow you to make strategic choice, not understand tactical decisions. I use the business model of Canvas to help companies create innovative business models that are going to disrupt industries. I help companies change their business models so they can transform the way that they are making money when their industries are disrupted. If you'd like to know more about that, contact me at denis-oakley.com. So please like this, please subscribe, and see you again for the next business model of tech companies when that comes up.